Hi everybody, happy day to you. Welcome to the closet. Now, last week I posted a new makeup video where I talked about my sadness of the reformulation of the Givenchy powder. There's been so much discussion over the last week since this news came out, since we all saw the many videos and TikToks and people talking about it online, and I was very devastated to see that they had reformulated the powder. So I wanted to do a little follow-up video today, just kind of show you the everyday makeup that I've been doing, get ready with you, because I also want to talk about a lot of things. I got a lot of questions on TikTok being like, oh my god, what's this makeup? Tell us. I figured I would give it its own standalone video. But on the discussion of the new Givenchy powder, the reformulated Givenchy powder, Makeup and Mario had commented on one of the main gals video that went viral being like, new powder coming soon. And I got that powder in the mail. So I thought that this would be the perfect day to do a little wear test. We're gonna do a little side by side, see how it compares to the original Givenchy powder formula and see if we really do have a new powder to rule the roost. So we're doing a little bit of new makeup in here as well. And I'm also filming this on the vlog cam because I know a lot of you were like, I can't see the makeup in the last video. So if it goes in and out of focus, just know you asked for it, but I can't use the big camera in this position. So we're just gonna get ready together, have a little chat. Here's the new Makeup and Mario powder. This is the pink one, fair pink. Nice, very light packaging, very, very nice. And that also came with a brush, a new setting mist, and a powder puff. So we're just gonna do all of that later. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself, but let's chat about some makeup. So first of all, on the base, I have an Embryolisse cream, nice thick layer all over, and I'm gonna go in with the Sephora Reveal the Real Skin Tint. I've been loving this one so much. I've been using the shade 130N. I do think that I need a little bit of a lighter shade just for my everyday makeup, but what I love about this and just skin tints in general is just being able to slap this onto the face. I can just rub it in with my fingers and it's so nice for everyday makeup. And I've decided that I want to turn a new leaf in my life. I want to be one of these delusionally fabulous girlies who just, I don't know why, but for me, getting ready every day and making myself feel fabulous is a really hard thing. And I don't know why. Most of the time my hair is disheveled, my makeup is undone, and I spend my everyday life just feeling a little less fabulous. And I save my fabulous feelings for special occasions and events and whatnot, and I don't want to live that way. I want to be delusionally fabulous. I want to live every day like it's my last. And part of that is just nailing down a very easy everyday hair routine and makeup routine that I don't have to worry about and that doesn't cause so much faff. So that's what I've decided. This is the beginning of that. This is the beginning of my new everyday fabulous life. Starting with my makeup routine. So things that I can just slap on very quickly and easily, obviously we love. Then going in with Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, the shade Light Medium. This is my more fresh repurchase of this and I just love it so much. It's so easy to blend in and it just glides over the skin so easily. And I'm doing a half underpainting. Obviously I'm putting the skin tint first to even out my skin tone and then I'm bronzing and then I'll do additional concealing after. But just doing that little trick to kind of hug the jawline for some extra contouring. I take this on my forehead. And then if I feel like it, I might put some onto my eyelids as well. But I don't necessarily need to do this step. Sometimes I just like to do it. And I just rub it all over my nose. Just make my entire nose bronzed. And at this point, my neck is looking very white next to my face. And that's where I take the liquid bronzer, or the serum bronzer from Makeup by Mario, and I just take that down my neck. This is not necessary, and especially going into fall and winter, there's gonna be a lot of turtlenecks coming back out. But sometimes like today, my neck and my chest are exposed. And so I'm just gonna save you all from the stark brightness that my neck is and just give it a little bronze. Then I'm gonna go in with Nude Sticks Bareback, just my favorite everyday blush. This is such a good neutral pink tone. And part of the reason why I'm also just doing like my everyday makeup routine, even though for those of you who are all caught up on the vlogs, you have seen this. There's not too much new to see here, but I feel like it would be an unfair test if I were to try like a bunch of new products underneath and then try to test the powder. Like I want it to be my true makeup routine so that we can really see the difference. And then going in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Concealer. I sometimes, like I don't always use two different shades, but I use the shade 3 and that's the lightest shade. I'm gonna do that as a little bit of brightening, but it's like quite light even for my skin tone. So just because I do have a few like patches of redness, some leftover zitties and some veins on my face, I like to go in with the shade 4, which is just a little bit deeper. I also find the shade 3 is a little bit more yellow. Like this actually pulls quite yellow. At first I thought it was like a true neutral, but as I've worn it, I've realized that it is quite yellowy in undertone. So I always just love to take concealer and put that all over my face. I keep telling myself that I'm going to use less and less, and I would love to be that person that applies the concealer onto my hand first or onto a palette and then applies it onto my face, but I just go right in with the applicator. And then I take my little brush. This is my Morphe Ariel brush. This is the A14. Yes, the A14. This is my newer one because my other one, the number had completely chipped off and away on the end. So we do have a nice fresh one here. So can confirm that it is the A14 brush. Bless forever the day that they came out with this individually outside of the set. Thank goodness. I love this concealer so much because it is light. It's not a very full coverage concealer. It does look very natural on the skin, but it's nice because I can just be so messy about it. And again, so fast with applying it for my everyday makeup, which I just really appreciate. Sometimes I take my finger and I just kind of pat that in a little bit after the fact. Try to really chisel out the cheek there, but for the most part, even if there is some leftover little red spots, I don't mind. I'd rather have this and let it be undetectable than having like thick layers of makeup on for my everyday makeup. And we've got quite a poppin' cheek as it is, so that's okay. The one thing I'll say is I always do keep my brushes on hand because I do go in between on my brushes as I apply more and more layers onto the skin. Now let's try this Makeup by Mario soft setting spray. Let's see how the spritz goes. Okay, that's a good, nice, fine mist. How does it smell? Very little to no fragrance, which we love. And I am setting this all in. I'm gonna let it settle, do its thing, just in case I have any like creasing with my concealer. I'm gonna let it have its moment before we do powder. And while this soaks in and settles, that's where I do my brows. I've been loving the Victoria Beckham. I really didn't like it at first, but for my everyday speedy makeup routine, I basically have two versions of my brows. One, I wanna do a really fine brow pen and individually draw the hairs, take my time with it, have a really good brow day. Other days, I don't mind these more thick pencils because I can really quickly just fill in all the areas of my brows very messily and very chunkily. Just give myself a good old classic giant chunky brow. Lol. Sometimes I draw a little bit too much. Ooh. Anyway, and on these days I just take a little eyeshadow brush and I fluff away the excess and it just makes it look very natural. Sometimes I rub too much away and I just have to go back in. Ooh. It depends. Sometimes it works perfectly the first time and other times I have to fiddle a little bit, but you get the gist. Lovely, and I'll say it again, Victoria Beckham just wins time and time again when it comes to packaging. Then I go in with a clear brow gel. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel. I'm running low on this one. It's getting a little bit goopy. It's getting past its prime. But I always take a clear brow gel and just set my brows up. Sometimes I do this at the very end. It kind of just depends on what I'm feeling. And then I always go in with the Benefit Brow Wax. Sometimes if I don't, I just feel like I'm missing something. I've gotten used to the very thick fibers that it adds, and I find it just gives that finishing touch of a true feathery brow. It's not necessary all the time. Sometimes I do just use a clear brow gel, but if I'm doing the whole shebang, then I go in with both layers and make sure that everything is very thick and lifted on my brows. So now my base has been sitting for a minute. The mist has soaked in. Now we're gonna go in with the powder. Get all the powders ready. So we're gonna do the Givenchy on this side, the Makeup by Mario on this side, and we're gonna see. I'm gonna apply the Givenchy first, the OG, beautiful pink powder. And I'm gonna apply quite a bit of this, honestly, so hopefully we can see a dramatic difference. Oh my god, but the blur of the Givenchy powder, truly, when you just see the side-by-side difference, it's crazy. I actually can't believe they reformulated this. Regardless of specific ingredients that they removed, whatever, it's a magical powder. I'm shocked. I'm forever shocked that they changed that. It's so crazy. Okay, let's take the Makeup by Mario powder. So I'm gonna dip that in. Woof, the moment of truth. Dun dun dun. So this powder is slightly lighter than the Givenchy powder. This is the fair pink. So there is a slight shade difference that's now on my face. And this one's definitely a little bit lighter. But as far as the blurring goes, it does look pretty similar, honestly. I just have these little patches of bumps right here. They're the little milia buildup that sit right on my little eye trough, whatever you want to call it. And I will say that the Givenchy side is just slightly more blurred. From far away, it's a pretty negligible difference, but I will say there is just a slight, barely there, a little luminosity still remaining, whereas this side is just like truly, truly matted and blurred. Can you guys see that? You can pick it up like right there. There's just this slight little luminosity. So it's very, very close, but it's not 100% as blurred. I really hope that this is picking up in the camera. We'll find out later, but there is a side-by-side comparison immediately applied. I'll do a little wear test and check in with you later, but I am just gonna apply the powder onto the rest of the face. So I'm just gonna finish setting in with Makeup by Mario on this side. I'll just set my entire face. Like it is so, so pretty and definitely very set. Yay, we have an option. And then I'll set the rest of this side with the Givenchy powder. Sorry, I'm also just leaning into my mirror. I just like to take a fluffy brush and just go over the face. There's nothing on this, I'm just, and then I'm gonna go in with more blush. I know, crazy. But this really adds that final little, it's the cherry on top, if you will. This is MAC Blush Please Glow Play Blush. And this adds such a gorgeous, gorgeous glow. And the thing I love about products like these is that even once you've set with powder, you can still go in on top and it doesn't make the makeup underneath budge like some other products do, unfortunately. So I do just love to use this as like a blush topper. Another product that I love doing this with is the Laura Mercier All That Sparkles. If you prefer powder, those two are kind of the same thing. And I go in and out of phases of using that. Sometimes I just go straight in with the highlighter. This is the Dior Nude. And I'll just do a tiny little bit of that right on top. If I really want that extra bam of glow, I don't always do this, but today's a filming day, so I'll give you the whole spiel. Look at that. Oh, the liquid highlight is so pretty on the top. It just makes your skin look wet and healthy and alive. And I think all of the pinks just really mesh well together. Lovely. Okay, for the eyes. My Armani 22M eye tint. This is just the one that remains. I love this so much. It lasts all day. Truly, truly all day. I rub it all over my eyes and then I take an eyeshadow brush and blend this in. And sometimes I will just leave this alone. Sometimes I don't wear it at all. Sometimes I don't wear any eye makeup at all. So do whatever your heart desires. But as far as a cream eyeshadow and eye tint goes, this one's so perfect. It does not crease, which is a miracle for those of us with rather wrinkly eyes. And I love the shade of this so much. Sometimes I just put it on the top and other times I'll also take it on the bottom, on the lower lash line. And I'll just do a tiny little bit. It's got quite a pointy little applicator so you can get right in there. And then I'll blend that on the bottom as well. Lovely. Now if we want additional emphasis on the lash line, I'll take my Laura Mercier Cocoa eye pencil, which is just such a classic. She's honestly always here in my everyday makeup drawer. The shade is perfect and it never leads me astray. The day that Laura Mercier discontinues Cocoa is the day that I pass. I just can't handle all these discontinued products. Please, Laura Mercier, I beg of you, never get rid of Cocoa. Please, please. Just have it be one of your legacy products. Just keep it forever. It just adds a little extra love. And then for the ultimate magical topper, the Nude Stick Stacks, the shade Boss Babe, the one that I have smushed into the pan. I'm gonna try and do an up close of this so you guys can see how pretty it is on top. Oh, it just brings so much light and life. There's just like this little bit of pink and cool tone reflect in there. It is so pretty. Oh, it's so, so pretty. It just adds a magical sparkle. It makes your eyes suddenly look magical. It is so pretty. And mixed with those two browns, oh, it's so nice. It's so nice, even in its smushed, mushed state. It's actually very similar in texture to my old beloved Shiseido Aura Dews. But the Aura Dew, the ones that I have, it's very silver and then the one is very gold. I love that this is just like in between. It's like all the colors. It's so, oh my God, it's divine. Now for mascara, I would typically go in with my Lancome Hypnose Brown Mascara. That's the one that I've been loving lately, but I did just get this new Charlotte Tilbury mascara. It's been a minute since I've tried a new Charlotte Tilbury mascara. There are so many mascaras from Charlotte Tilbury that I have loved in the past, so this was huge. This was big. I'm actually excited. Breaking beauty news, new Exaggerized 28-hour volume mascara. Smudge proof, flake proof, sweat proof, clump proof, humidity proof, longwear formula. You know what? We're gonna put this to the true test. I'm gonna do a check-in later tonight after I'm done my filming day, but I actually also have a tennis match later tonight. So maybe we'll just really see the sweat proof, smudge proof, fake proof claims after tennis. Okay, wow, what a beautiful bottle. What a beautiful bottle. There's the box in case anyone cares what the box looks like. It's like a little potion bottle. It's so heavy. It's like substantial. That could actually just stand. It stands on your desk. I love that so much. Has that ever been done? Have we ever had a mascara that stands? That is really, you know what? I appreciate that. I really appreciate that packaging. Lovely curved wand. Love to see it with a tapered inner tip so we can get right in there. Oh my God, sorry, no, hold on. I got distracted from my own self-speaking. I need to do one more layer of setting spray. Sorry, I always do that before mascara, and if I forget, it's not nice. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, pardon me. Now we can go in. I will do one eye so we can see the difference. Okay, right away, what I don't like about it is that the wand is very, very dense, so I'm not able to like really get in there and kind of separate the lashes as easily as some of my other wands that are like quite more spacey. There's more space between the bristles, I guess. I never thought that that would make a difference before, but I'm not able to wiggle in there as easily. It's also quite clumpy. It's literally clumping onto my eyelid, clumping onto my bottom lashes. Oh my. Like it's clumping together, and because the wand is so thick, I'm not able to like separate anything. It's adding thickness for sure, but it's like, it's clumpy thickness. It's not fluffy thickness. You know what I mean? That's one eye. Very thick, very volumized for sure, but again, clumpy volume. And that's the mascara applied. We'll do a little wear test, see how it wears throughout the day, see if it is in fact smudge proof and sweat proof. Okay, now onto the lips. I have brought out my sadness about the NYX Nude Beige, which every time I talk about it, every time I post about it, everyone's like, I can still get it here, I'll mail it to you. I'm like, no. Love you, so appreciate the offer. NYX Nude Beige still exists. It is still for sale, but it is reformulated, it has changed, the shade is different, and it has never been the same since. And we have been trying tirelessly to find a dupe, a shade dupe, and it has been impossible. There have been many shades, many products that we have tried, nothing is quite like it, which is so devastating. The closest one that I have seen for sure is the ColourPop Ashton Lippy Pencil, which so many of you had recommended to me. I will say there's a couple of differences though. For whatever reason, when you swatch the two shades side by side, they do look very similar, very close. This is NYX, this is Ashton. From visually, you'd be like, wow, that does look so similar. But the ColourPop Ashton, once it's applied, is actually so much more gray. And because it's very thick and creamy, like so much more applies. So that's just a couple strokes of ColourPop Ashton, and I will show you Nude Beige beside it. Oh my God, I have to sharpen it. I have to go beyond my little nubbin. No. I'm just not ready to accept that this is almost done. Anyway, I'll show you NYX Nude Beige beside it. It's just so, oh, sorry, I drew over my lip there. Oh, whoops. Anyway, as you can see, it's just so much lighter and so much softer in the shade and the formula, even though it does look so similar. When you swatch them side by side, when you actually apply it, this is just like, it's different. This is a really great dupe for Makeup Forever Endless Cacao, even though it looks lighter when you swatch it, but once it's actually on the lips, hopefully you guys can tell the difference. There's really, truly nothing that I have swatched that is actually the same as this, which is crazy. You would think that with the thousands of options that we have in the world, we'd be able to find a dupe, but hopefully you guys can see the difference in real time. So I am gonna go in with this. The other thing that really pisses me off. Why do companies make this? The lid doesn't stay on. It's completely loose. It flies off no matter what. Like there's absolutely no, it doesn't stay on. It drives me crazy. And anytime I try to take this with me for the day, put it in my purse, pack it in my makeup bag, the lid comes off instantly and it gets over everything. It drives me insane. Anyway, I'm just gonna take a little brush and blend that out. And then I'm certain that this doesn't exist anymore. I'm so sorry, but this is NARS Roman Holiday. I just like to take a little bit of a pink just right in the center of my lips. I like this because it's like a sheer balmy formula, which is so pretty. And then, like, I don't need to do that. You could just go straight in with the gloss, but the Bobbi Brown Bare Lilac. This is so pretty. I posted a TikTok the other day and so many people were like, oh my God, what's on your lips? And I was like, first of all, I showed it in the video, but plumping indeed. This is the lip plumping serum. If you want the epitome of big juicy lips, oh baby. And I just think that the cool toned lilac wash of color just has a really intense brightening effect on the face, which is so lovely. We've also been sitting in the makeup for a little while too. And I think that you can see perhaps a little bit more how the two sides have really evened out. I feel like right here directly under my eyes is a little bit more matte on the Givenchy side, but really my skin looks pretty much the same across the board, which is very exciting. Look, And that's the finished makeup look. That's the makeup look that I've been wearing for the last like week. It's not been that long, but I think it's a pretty good everyday makeup. Honestly, I could see this being my seasonal everyday makeup for fall. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a lighter version, but love to see it. We're gonna do a proper wear test, a reminder, friendly reminder, Givenchy, Makeup by Mario, and we're gonna do a little sweat-proof test of the mascara. So I'll check in with you later today and see how everything holds up. And until then, here's the makeup nice and fresh. See you in a few hours. Hi. I've been filming. I've been sweating. It's time to do a check-in. It is currently 5:09 p.m. And honestly, like, my lips have left the building, but the under eyes are kind of like, they're looking identical. Can we zoom you in so you can see? When I turn to the side, this one's still looking a little bit more matte. This one's almost like a little bit more luminous. Can you guys see that luminosity there? Which almost gives me like a healthy little glow moment. But I've been trying so hard not to touch my face. And my under eyes are like quite wrinkly, you know? So honestly, I think both sides are holding up very, very well. And again, from far away, there's hardly a discernible difference. Also, an update on the mascara, no flaking, no smudging in sight. This is gonna be hilarious to go play tennis in a full face of makeup like this, but here's your end of the day check-in. Now we're gonna see how this holds up playing tennis. Unfortunately, by the time I get home, the sun will be gone, so we'll just have to work with the lights. But guys, Makeup by Mario might have answered all of our prayers right now. For real. Hello, literally 10,000 years later. This has been on my face for 5 bajillion hours. I would also like to note that I played tennis for an hour and 33 minutes and had 563 active calories burned. Okay, I was a sweaty gal. I was trying so hard not to touch my face. Unfortunately, I did have to blow my nose a couple of times, so sincerest apologies there, but hopefully we can get a good visual of what remains of my makeup, which honestly I'm just so impressed by. This is a better lasting makeup that I have experienced in my lifetime, especially playing sport. And the under eyes are pretty poppin'. We've got a little bit of creasing, obviously, which is so fine, but really, I will say again for the millionth time, there is just a little bit of extra slight luminosity on the Makeup by Mario side versus the Givenchy side, but the difference is so small, so I am thrilled to say that this is a beautiful option if you are looking for a replacement for the Givenchy powder. And I also wanted to say that I was sweating, I was dripping, and not one single flake, no flakery, no smudging came from the mascara. So I'd like to submit a formal apology to the Charlotte Tilbury mascara. I know I slandered it a little bit, just in the look and the volume, but sweat proof, yes. Smudge proof, yes. Flake proof, yes. At least in the experience that I had today. So very excited. Overall, very happy with this makeup look, the products that we used today. And for these late hours of the evening, I would love to hear your thoughts, how you think it's holding up. I think it's pretty great. Tickle me impressed, my friends. And now I'm gonna go wash this off. So I'm gonna go scrub it off. So thank you so much for joining me on this adventure today, this wild adventure. And I bid you adieu and have sweet dreams and a very beautiful day ahead. I love you all. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon for a new video. Bye!